Coming up on Newsbeat, students living in the Pentagon will soon have a dining hall closer to their dorms.
Plus, it's official. New student government leaders take the oath of office.
And people in Baton Rouge rally against taxes during a nationwide protest. Newsbeat starts right now.
From the Tiger TV studio in Hodges Hall, you're watching Newsbeat with Olivia Vidal and Stephen Calamusa. Weather with Alexandra Cranford. Sports with Kristen Schutte. And entertainment with Melissa Clark. Newsbeat, Eye on LSU.
Good afternoon and welcome to this Thursday edition of Newsbeat. I'm Olivia Vidal.
And I'm Stephen Calamusa. Thanks for joining us. Thousands of Baton Rouge citizens joined a National Tax Day Tea Party protest Wednesday afternoon at the state capitol.
And while they weren't tossing tea into the Mississippi River, the protesters got their point across with colorful signs and costumes. And Tiger TV's James West shows us what the rally looked like, something like a history book.
It was a march to the Capitol yesterday. Thousands flocked to the steps of Louisiana's main governmental building to have their voices heard.
We're fed up with all the useless spending.
We're trying to send a message to Washington that we're tired of all the spending.
I don't want to stand by and watch the world bankers run the government, make our laws.
It was a meeting organizers called the Baton Rouge Tea Party, one of several going on around the country on the nation's annual tax day.
We don't mind paying for the public schools. We don't mind paying for the elderly, the police. Getting tired of paying for people living in apartments who watch big screen TVs.
The event invited citizens of all political affiliations to protest poor leadership by means of big government, high taxes, and the recent economic bailouts.
You know what? They can go up there and they can intimidate AIG executives, but they can't intimidate you.
While the event did not name names, it was clear who some of the people were fed up with. This woman, Vicky Castellanos, is a Cuban-American who fears that she will have to escape communism for a third time.
Capitalism is the best thing that makes the people want to work. Communism and socialism enslaves people.
But not everyone at the event had the same viewpoint.
I'm not saying that, white people are against Obama, but it's a lot of signs out here that are racist. Like the Kool-Aid sign.
What is it standing for? What is T standing for? What's Kool-Aid standing for?
I don't want to say.
I'm angry at the fact that the higher class people who are obviously here are upset because they're getting taxed when the middle and lower class citizens have been taxed for many years.
The Tea Party left many asking questions, sparked thought, but most importantly, allowed concerned citizens to use their American right to assemble peacefully. For Newsbreak, I'm James West.
About 750 cities across the country participated in the National Tax Day protest.
LSU's doing some spring cleaning, and some faculty members aren't happy with the university's plans for reorganization. On Tuesday, Chancellor Michael Martin and Provost Astrid Mergett spoke in front of a full house in the Howe Russell to lay out those plans. The most noticeable changes are the renaming of some colleges. Chancellor Martin says that changing the names will bring consistency and efficiency to the university's operations. The changes will be made official July 1st, pending a vote by the Board of Supervisors. However, the Faculty Senate president has called for a second look at the changes before the July 1st vote.
Stuart Watkins and Martina Sherman were officially sworn in Wednesday as student government president and vice president. Chancellor Michael Martin and outgoing President Colorado Robertson offered some encouraging words for the new administration. They actually took the oath twice, once at the Bell Tower and later last night at the Student Government Senate meeting. Watkins says he's ready to take on his new workload.
And that's what Martina and I are most excited about. We're excited about tackling the initiatives that we started with from day one and picking up a lot of things where Colorado and Shannon will leave off and just make a great transition, put together an amazing exec staff, and go to work for the students.
Sherman said that she's most excited about implementing sustainability efforts on campus to increase recycling.
The university has extended the deadline for companies to bid on the new bus system. The deadline was stretched until April 21st to give bidders more time to go over the new system's outline. Plans for an articulated bus, which is a bus that bends in the middle, was ditched from the plan and replaced by another regular bus. The company that wins the bus contract will start work to revamp the system on August 1st. 14 new buses will be added to the LSU route.
Students who live in the Pentagon complex have had to make the long trek across campus for 2 semesters just to get a bite to eat. Tiger TV's Hobie Artigue tells us when the Pentagon dining complex will reopen and how it will be different.
It's a long walk. You have to go all the way down and walk. You either go to Highland or 459, and the 459 is like all the way across campus.
Last semester, reactions such as these came up as Phase 1 construction began on the Pentagon Dining Hall, forcing some students to migrate across campus to other dining facilities.
Like about to close, or if you have classes especially, like that makes it bad to be able to have to come back to your dorm here and then walk all the way back down, drop your stuff off and all that.
Some students housed at the Pentagon are upset that their local dining locale has been changed. But according to LSU Dining Director David Heideke, the numbers say otherwise.
In the spring 2008 semester, Heidke says that the opening of the newer 459 Commons spurred students, including patrons of the Pentagon, to willingly migrate to the newer facility despite the inconvenience, due to more options across campus.
We saw a decline in numbers over at Pentagon, so there were certainly the students liked the new program, the offerings, and I think just looking at your numbers, I can safely speculate that students from the north end of campus were coming to 459.
Students will now have the variety and ambiance of the 459 right in their own backyard, with a few new twists.
When you come in, there'll be 2 ramps that'll come down. There'll also be a set of stairs that'll come down. It'll be similar in scope and in program to 459, but this unit will be have a more LSU, more school spirited looking theme to it.
With Phase 1 complete on the newly named The 5, contractors will now move to the second and final phase and are aiming for an early August opening. For Tiger TV, I'm Hobie Artigue.
The university paid for Phase 1 of the project, and Chartwell's LSU Dining affiliate will pay for Phase 2. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the tragic shootings at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia.
On April 16, 2007, an English student, Song Wee Cho, went on a shooting spree in 2 separate buildings on the campus.
Within 2 hours, the gunman killed 32 people before taking his own life. The Virginia Tech massacre was the deadliest shooting incident by a single gunman in U.S. history. Today, we'd like to remember the people who lost their lives there 2 years ago. We'll be right back.